What's up everyone, it's me Oi, and today I'm bringing my Shoutgun Dust Devils Barbarian build for Diablo 4 Season 10 Infernal Chaos. This build, I heavily recommend that you try it this season, because it's only gonna exist this season. That's mostly thanks to the fact that you need the new power Deafening Chorus for the build to be active. The reason that is because Deafening Chorus makes your shouts always be active. But the way it does it is by soft casting the shouts every 1.5 seconds, which means you're not actually casting them, so things like Martial Glyph does not work, but more importantly for this build, Aspect of Fierce Winds does. So every 1.5 seconds, you just get 9 Dust Devils, 3 for each of the shouts, right? And then that can be multiplied with chance for Dust Devils to cast Wife and stuff like that. You basically just shoot out 15 Dust Devils every time the Deafening Chorus activates, so every 1.5 seconds. It's crazy. It's a build that you can just exist and do damage. It's really great to FK stuff. For example, the Infernal Hordes is going to be really big this season to farm the Chaos Uniques, right? You can just sit there with some friends and have value while you're eating some pizza and watching something on your second monitor. Or maybe put Diablo 4 on the second monitor and you watch the series on the first one, because that's how FK you can actually play it if you want to. That being said, the build will still be able to clear anything on T4. Anything on T4 is going to be super farmable with this build. It's still going to be able to clear Pit 100. It's not going to be as good as, for example, Mighty Throw for Pit pushing, but Pit 100 is more than enough to level your glyphs and everything, right? When it comes to bosses, before you get your uniques and stuff, your Chaos Uniques, right? Before you get those, you're still going to be able to kill bosses in like 20, worst case scenario 30 seconds is not bad for a season start, honestly. And yeah, it just felt really good to play on PTR, so I heavily recommend that you try it, because once again, after the season is over, this build is most likely gone. Unless they introduce something that enables it to exist next season. This is a one season kind of gal, right? It's just gone. But let's actually jump into the skills we're gonna be using and all the nice stuff, right? And yeah, by the way, if you want to have the build guide, of course, it's gonna be on Maxroll. I'm gonna have the link down below. Alright, what skills do we want to use on this build? For the most part, you're gonna just be running Lunging and Whirlwind. Frenzy is there, and I'll cover why in a second once we go down to the build variants. But you're just gonna be running Lunging and Whirlwind because those skills are just the best for you to move around and farm stuff. Once again, this build is mostly gonna be general best farmer for Barbarian, so that's what I'm focusing on the most on the guide, since that's what most people will be using it for as well. Of course, all the 3 shouts, Rounding Cry, Constant Unstoppable and Fortified Generation with a lot of movement speed and Fury Generation, so you never run out. Warcry for the extra damage and permanent berserking. Challenging Shout, insane damage reduction and a lot of HP. By the way, you get like 30% more HP or something crazy like that. And of course, lastly, Rats the Berserker. This gives us a nice damage boost. We don't care for the Berserking because we already get it from Warcry. But the rank 5 actually gives us the pull-in, which is really nice for farming, grouping up enemies, just blowing them up with the Dust Devils feels really great. Let's actually take a second to go down into the build variants. For those that don't know, on Maxroll we have these build variants that go super in depth into each stage of the build. For example, if you start here on the starter version, you can see I'm not running Whirlwind. That's mostly because there's no real point to run Whirlwind here. And I just put Rupture so you can get an overpower proc for stuff and to get a bit more damage here and there, right? If you actually go down here, you can notice I have a special Paragon board here. You're going to be able to go through from 100 Paragon. You can see a couple of steps. This Paragon board is going to change once I go to the Ancestral setup. But the reason I have it set up like this, you can easily just refresh it. You can see it here, of course, but in the game you can just go down here and you can do a refresh all, and that's how we reset it. It's super cheap anyway. But by going this version earlier on, you're gonna hit your power spikes much sooner, right? In the start of the build, you're gonna be relying a lot on the earthquake damage as well, on top of the Dust Devils, and it will create a lot of Dust Devils, so I wanted to get the Force Nature node first. Then we're gonna go over here, get the Blood Rage one big with the Twister. Twister is big damage, of course, for the Dust Devils build. Then we're gonna go over to Carnage, grab the legendary node and over to the other side and grab the flawless technique. Like you can see here, those are going to be my priorities early on. Getting these legendary nodes, they have been buffed a lot and they are just a lot of free damage. While your glyphs, you're probably not gonna have them leveled that early on anyway. So this is just better damage for you than facing those glyphs for the most part. But yeah, description of all the aspects, why I'm using them, what they give to the build are gonna be here. One thing about resource, if you have resource problems, just, you know, check this out. You have a lot of options here in case you have those issues. When it goes to the Ancestral, there's a couple of uniques I want to, you know, talk about. Of course, Ugly Bastard staple. This, by the way, the unique was fixed. It now actually properly works for Wrath of Berserker, which is, you know, cool that it actually works. Fists of Fate, just a great damage multiplier for any build that needs a general one. T-Bolt, once again, great multiplier. And the new one, Sabre of Zggal, however you spell that, a really great new unique. This build doesn't use core skills. I mean, it uses core skills, but we don't really do damage with them. That being said, we still get the big multiplier. You still get, by the way, Lunging and Whirlwind, of course, count as damaging skills, but Wrath of the Berserker, once you get 5 ranks, it starts counting as a damaging skill as well. I'm not 100% certain if the shouts count, since they become damage with the Devils aspect. The Fierce Winds, I'm not sure if they count, I don't think they do. But just for this tree alone, it's more than good enough. It's this actually got buffed, but even if it wasn't, it would be a 15 multiplier on top of a 30% multiplier with strength and passive ranks. It's just really great, no reason not to take it. Really great. And again, here you can start seeing us taking some points. Well, this should not be here. This is the Mythic one. I need to fix that. Anyway. Once we actually go into the Mythic one, now we are talking. The reason we do have Combat Frenzy here is because we're gonna be running, where is it? Battle Trance. Battle Trance, if you actually look up the top there, you have a lucky hit chance to gain a stack of Frenzy. Once you get 5 stacks of Frenzy, you will gain the Combat Frenzy. It's just really 25% damage reduction, 25% movement speed, because you get 5 stacks, right? It's just really great for you. It doesn't cost too many points, and it's just nice to have. And of course, you're gonna still have everything else like you had before. Barely anything changes. We're gonna be running, of course, Starless. That's a staple almost every Barbarian build. You're gonna be proccing Starless with Whirlwind, of course. Then we're gonna have Grandfather, great multiplier overall. And when it comes to our Chaos uniques, we're gonna be running Battle Trance. We're gonna be running Fists of Fate. We're gonna be running Crown Evolution. Sabre of Zggal, whatever, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be here now. And then we're gonna have Ugly Bastard. Well, another unique that you can run if you actually go here. What's the name again? I should go here to the season team. We're gonna cover that in a second. It's gonna be Tusk Camel Turrets. This is really nice if you don't get the other ones, but whenever you get the other ones, just run the other ones, alright? We'll be right back here. Let's just talk about the pit pushing, because some people might be interested. We're gonna be running Bash and Ota. Bash and Ota are just great multipliers. You can proc Warpath, you can proc Belligerence, you can proc the Violent Ota for a bunch more damage. That's the biggest. You get a free slot run because you don't need to run Zen to proc Overpower. It's just better for pit pushing. If you want to check this out, again, I'll leave the link down below, but I'm not gonna cover this one too much here. We're gonna have a secondary video. Damn. We're gonna have a secondary video going up in a couple of days, maybe a week or something, once we actually get to play the build and dive in further. When it comes to our seasonal theme though, we're gonna be, of course, when it comes to the Chaos perks, it's gonna be definitely Chorus. That's just gonna be the default. And then we're gonna be running on our unique Beast Corner. Beast Corner is going to be really good damage once you couple it with Marred Guard. Marred Guard does not allow you to go above 50% HP, which basically guarantees Beast Corner to give you 100% damage multiplier and a 25% damage reduction, which is going to be lovely, right? The other one, Accelerating Chaos, we don't really care. It's kind of whatever. You can run something else if you want. I didn't really see anything that would be great for us. It is what it is. Because the armors we talked about before, Battle Trance, Sabre, Ugly Bastard, Crown of Lucian, and Fist of Fate are gonna be your passing slot. You can just slot them anywhere, wherever you get them, as long as you can get them all into the build. That's gonna be great. Make sure to check the GAs down below, right? And again, the Scalm is a good alternative. Before we go anywhere, when it comes to our Mercenaries, of course, once again, right here for the resist, it gives you can also get some damage over here, and Odd Queen just for the damage reduction. You can put this on Lunge, you can put this on Whirlwind, whichever one you want. I'm not sure if it works with Shout. If it works with Shout, you can put the Shout there. You can try it out, however you prefer, that's fine, just run this skill. Now, Consumables. This one is really important. A lot of people miss this. It's kind of why we have this big note here when it comes to the stats, and I talk about it on the build variants down below. Whenever you start getting into the Mythic, I tell you, make sure to use the Consumables. They are there for a reason, right? Just make sure to use Elixir of Precision on this one, Soothing Spices for the all resists, Radamin Buzz for the extra life, and Spiral Morning, or you can use the one that gives you 100% strength. Just go with whichever one you feel like. If you're missing a bit of resist and a bit of crit and stuff, Spiral Morning. If you're not missing anything and you just want raw damage, go for the strength one. It's gonna be lovely. When it comes to the GAs and stuff, you can check them here. There's nothing to talk about more, right? Really easy. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. This is mostly just an introduction to the build, because I want people to be aware that this is an option. This is gonna be a really strong option. Personally, I'm gonna start with lunging a Pival until I get the money tag set up with lunging, right? Then I'm gonna swap to that, and whenever I get the Deafening Chorus and the Fierce Winds, I'm just gonna swap to this, and it's gonna be a breeze to get to 200 Paragon and get all the uniques and stuff. It's gonna be lovely. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope I put this build on your radars. That is gonna be a really nice build for you to play on Barbarian. And yeah, hope you have fun with it. If you have any questions, whatever, any feedback, leave it down on the comments down below. And yeah, see you next time. And if you want, check out the stream. I'm gonna be live whenever the season comes out. Probably gonna be live for like 10 hours, whatever it takes to get to T4, at least level 60, but most likely T4. But yeah, join me there if you want to. But yeah, see you next time, guys. Bye bye.